right, Nnamdi. I'm going to read some quotes from some of our latest uh, R&B artists.
Okay.
So this is Ari Lennox. I want to be dropped from this label. I'm done and I'm tired. I have no hits, and I realize you all can live without my hearing my music.
I have no hits. She just got to #1 on the R&B charts today. This weekend. I don't
Right,
know
right.
if,
I don't.
maybe if the label
I
saw
know.
that and then spoke to the rest, spoke to the radios, the guys.
Wait, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay.
Summer Walker. This is Summer Walker. I legit hate this job.
I
I
legit
need to
hate this.
start to figure. I need to start to figure out in my next move, my next job.
What the next job? Okay.
I'm not done. So this is SZA. SZA. I'm still miserable. I feel like I'm in a cage. I am making the best album of my life right now because this is going to be my last.
Wow. Are these
So
okay?
I so my question is, what is going on in the music industry right now, and why do you think it? Why do you think these new young artists that really are at the peak of their careers,
Mm.
why are they wanting to retire and quit the music industry? What's going on? What do you think?
Well, so I remember Woody Rock from Drew Hill says, "Fame without money is one of the worst things you can have," and you
Yeah.
do wonder if they're getting all this fame, they're touring and everything, but then have no control over anything, and they're not making much back. And
Mhm.
you just wonder if it is the case, and maybe they signed 360 deals, which means money from their tours and image rights also goes back to the label, as opposed to some of the other artists who Donnell
Mhm.
says, "Look, I never made any money from my albums, but I made from my publishing and on being on tour." And so the deals are different now. The deals now are like 360. So it could be, I think we saw the Summer Walker one where she didn't have any control. They had like signed everything. Even
Oh
if
yeah.
she did a
Yeah.
movie and she was starting
They're
the
getting a
movie,
piece.
they'll get paid from that. So you do
Yeah.
wonder if they have less control, and because R&B isn't as yeah, I don't know. So I do
And
not
well,
know.
and what's interesting because we've had, Teyana Taylor's also retired recently. Well, I mean,
Oh
the
yeah.
other girls were just threatening, so they haven't officially retired, even though Summer Walker said she's done. But my question is, um, we've heard these stories. Well, we've heard the story of the artist not getting the money
Yeah.
that they think, etc. You've interviewed Dawn Robinson. You've interviewed several guests that have kind of complained about that
Mm.
experience. But they never quit. They never retired. They stuck it out. So I think it's very interesting. Um, it's very interesting. Is it to say that this new generation, you know, they're not built the same way the artists were before? Is it a conversation of they're not getting the same perks? You know, what are your thoughts?
No, they're built differently. They're built differently. Because they don't have to do. 'Cause remember Jimmy Love from Uptown? He says back in the day you had to work the radios. You had to go into radio stations. You had to do showcases. Go to the record stores, and so you had to perform constantly. So you're always on the road. That's how you were getting the reviews, and that's how you're working the album. Now it's pretty much you release a video, the labels push it on the radio, and you probably do a few shows here and there. So you don't learn to grind as the artists back
Right.
in the old days. So they built an endurance. And then they realized, man, we're not making the money, but we make the money from our tour. So we have to negotiate. You have to negotiate left and right. So I think the artists today, um, I was looking for Chloe and Haley. I'm like, okay, why aren't they releasing anything? I mean, we saw some videos, and then it's like stop, and it's almost like we'll give you a few videos, and then that's it. Do they go on tour and stuff? So I don't know if you had to work hard and you build that some resilience and work the circuits, then you start to learn the graft. And I don't know if that's available to them now, because who's their audience? Um, I know Summer Walker was opening for Erica Badu, but
Hmm.
then most people who are coming to an Erica Badu concert are probably of a generation like, well, we don't really know you as much, but we would appreciate that you're the opening act. So you do wonder who is their audience, who's going to go and see them on tour, if they can
Right.
headline or they can do a major tour. So I do not know, but it must be contractual stuff that might have affected
Yeah.
some of them, that they're like, they're really looking at it early and not waiting and realize, man, I'm not making any money. I've got very little control. But I mean, it's interesting with Ari Lennox that she had that message, what, 2 or 3 days, a couple of days ago, and today she's been she's now number one. It's almost
It's
as if
really odd.
somebody says, "Okay, we need to make it happy. Let's push you to number one." And I didn't actually know that Jermaine Dupri did the track.
You said what? Say it again.
I didn't realize Jermaine Dupri produced the track. Um, Pressure.
Oh, oh, I didn't know that either.
I
That's
didn't know
good for
that because
him.
she thanked him. I was just because I was on Twitter and she said, um, Jermaine was giving her congrat. She was thanking Jermaine for helping get Twitter to number one. And
So she had to reach back to the season producers. Uh-oh, the season producers making a comeback. Jermaine Dupri, do it. Show them
but
who you are, Jermaine.
but the thing about
They
Jermaine is
counted you out.
the thing about Jermaine is that he is I know, yeah. Anyway, if I think about people like Jermaine and I think people like Timbaland and I start looking at the Neptunes and Pharrell and I think, wow, these guys can just continually roll it out. And I look at and even Jam and Lewis, they did stuff with her, so they've got their own
Yeah.
albums. And Babyface, he can always write the track anytime he wants. And I look at my legend, my TR, and think, oh goodness, how did they leave you? Why did you just yeah, anyway, I just
I don't know.
we
Well, it disheartens me. I
yeah.
hope everybody's in good mental health and
Yeah.
everything's okay. Because, those statements, I mean, I would not release that to the public. I would just keep that between me and my team. But I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, what would you do if back in the day, like Aretha Franklin had a Twitter, or she had,
Yeah.
or somebody, Patti LaBelle. I mean, sometimes you do have those moments where you probably want to quit, but it's there's other opportunities out there. Just keep at it until you get to that next opportunity.
Yeah, and
But
yeah, and as I said, it's thank you, Jermaine Dupri and Dream Villy. I
oh, you
don't know
looked
who,
it up. Okay.
yeah, and all my beautiful sheer butter babies for supporting Pressure. And because Jermaine just said that, congratulations is number one on the urban adult contemporary record in the country.
Wow. Okay.
I, uh,
See, that chart don't really.
back in the
Well,
day,
they want a top 100, like the Billboard top 100. They don't,
yeah,
the adult
that's
contemporary.
well, no, that I didn't. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, we'll always get to that, but that adult contemporary, I never. It used to be the to me it used to be the charts where you'd find the legacy artists. I used to think, oh,
That's true.
the adult contemporary. That's the kind of,
Hey,
you
I'll
you
take
you,
it.
you had the hot 95 or hot 97 or hot 93s, and then you had the, Stevie Wonder's radio station, where you had the more mature audience listening to adult contemporary. So there was a difference between.
Right, right.
So that was back in the day, and then what Cassandra Lucas from Change Faces said, that they just took away the R&B charts and put R&B and hip hop and R&B charts, and then they just
Hmm.
got pure R&B and put them as adult contemporary. And all of a sudden, so all the R&B artists would release songs and it'll be on the adult contemporary, and then you had your top R&B and hip hop stuff. And so all of a sudden, where we used to look at just the R&B charts, that became the adult contemporary, where it was almost confining a generation of 90s fans to like, oh yeah, you're now old folks, so you listen to
Yeah,
the adult
Sean
contemporary.
Stockman was talking about that.
Is
Sean,
that what he was
remember
saying?
Sean? Yeah, he was
Okay.
talking about that in this video about, being kind of like relegated to the, the adult contemporary charts, and people have already written him off as old and
Yeah,
done
so
and
because
washed up.
I've never, even now, I don't look at the adult contemporary because I'm like, no,
I
that's for
don't
my
either.
parents to listen to.
I just
That's
automatically think Anita Baker, so
No,
that's
not
just
even, yeah, Charlie Wilson.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Wilson. Anyways, guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. Do you agree? What are your thoughts on what's going on right now with the young artists? Put your thoughts in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Thanks again for watching, guys.
And before we go, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah, and also remember to turn on the notification so you can know when we have another show. But thanks again.
That too.